Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business. Today, I have the most incredible guest, Lynn Hope Thomas. Lynn is a change consultant, an author, a professional speaker, and our topic today is unleashing wealth through rapid transformation. Lynn, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really looking forward to this, and thank you for that introduction.
We're looking forward to having a conversation with you today, Lynn. Before I get started, I'm just going to make a little disclaimer that Lynn is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Lynn?
Oh, sure, Mark. Yeah, anything which I say is based on the 30 years of experience, business experience that I have. It's based on my knowledge, my qualifications, and encounters that I've had in the corporate world.
We're super looking forward to hearing all of your business knowledge. Lynn, started with the show. Can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business and about unleashing wealth through rapid transformation?
Yes, certainly. The core of what I do is I help organisations to get through business and information technology change, and to do that as efficiently as possible. Now, that's quite standard, the standard techniques within the industry for successfully looking at business processes and getting from A to B. But the unique and the exciting part of what I offer as a service is I use leading edge methods that not only work on the practical business steps, but they actually help leaders and entrepreneurs to get through and address any emotional challenges as they go through that change. And that is what helps to unleash the financial benefits.
Yes, and like anything, Lynn, emotions hold so many people back. Can work on positive emotions and really dig deep with those emotions. That's what leads to transformation, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And, I come across people who, they may have suffered a fear for decades and never gotten through that. And actually, it is so easy to break through some of these limiting emotions.
Who are your customers, Lynn? Who do you serve?
Well, I work with entrepreneurs, I work with corporate leaders who are wanting to get amazing results. So I work one-on-one, or I can work in groups. And what we do is we target any key challenges that they may have. Now, it's not necessarily, it could be their own challenge, emotional challenge, like they've got a fear, or it could be something relating to the organizational processes. It could be, for example, customers, they're trying to attract new customers and it doesn't seem to be going right. So we dig deep and we go in and we look at those situations, and we get great results.
It's all about getting great results, and a happy workplace leads to more results in the workplace. So you are doing a great thing, Lynn. Do you recall a specific aha moment that led to the launch of your business?
Yes, I do. It was back in 2010. where my aha moment was to actually write a book about what I had learned from my time in Brisbane and working under the mentorship of Dr. John Demartini. I realised that I could support change in organisations in a much better way to help them to survive the challenges in the marketplace and to succeed in their aims and their goals.
And you mentioned you have a book, Lynn. Can you tell us a little bit more about your book?
Yes, the book is it stems from things that were actually holding me back. It's about a childhood grief that had a repeated pattern to it over the decades, and it's kind of half novel, half educational, because it's leading people into understanding that there is this amazing method that can be used to support them. So I kind of wrote it as a way in to be talking about it, and also on a topic which, although obviously there's more and more books coming out on the internet all the time, at the time there wasn't too many in that area of loss and grief.
And so the listeners at home know about the book. What's the book called?
Oh, the book is called Breaking Through Loss. It's available on Amazon, and you can get it as an ebook.
What really motivates you to jump out of bed every morning, Lynn?
Well, believe it or not, my work, which isn't light work because I love it. I love what I do. It's the clients that I work with and the people that I meet and the chance and the opportunity to actually influence people's lives. And there is nothing more rewarding to me to know that I've had an impact on people. Or, I mean, sometimes it's not, it's not like a direct influence, but you can see that they're starting to change their behavior, or you've planted an idea and then you hear them talking to somebody else and you think, oh, that's fantastic, you've sowed a seed, and then you can just kind of step back and watch it grow, and that motivates me. I love life.
There's nothing better than enjoying your work, and when it doesn't feel like work, that's absolutely amazing. And you're mentioning how you are making a change to people. That must give you so much satisfaction.
Absolutely. Yes, it really does. And it's the hand-holding as well. Being there for people and guiding them through so that they, that they persist, that they don't give up, that they continue through to the end. I love doing that.
And a little takeaway for our audience is never give up. That's our big top takeaway for today. Lynn, what sets your business apart, and what unique needs are you filling for your customers?
Well, what sets my business apart is that I've had this. I'm not saying nobody else has, I don't know, but in terms of matching it with a business service, I've had a very unique experience. My life, when we talk about never giving up, I've gone through 4 decades where I've had to persevere and be committed and transcend some of the challenges that I've had on my way. Now, when you multiply the power of that with all the commercial business process experience and appreciating the kind of corporate challenges that come to play, and using this powerful leading edge method, then I think that's pretty unique.
And I agree totally, Lynn. are saying you have faced challenges and that's your knowledge and experience. And I don't think there's a better way to help others when you have faced those challenges yourself. Why is your service especially important today?
Well, you've only got to read the news on the amount of businesses and shop closures and job losses that are happening. There's massive change going on globally, and it literally is going to increase because we're going to end up getting robots replacing people. So for CEOs to survive in that kind of climate, then they need to embrace technology and embrace change as fast as what they can. So the service that I'm offering could not be more relevant in today's modern world.
Yes, we see a lot in social media and on the news all about how robots and AI is going to take over the world. So it's a very, very real, valid point there, Lynn. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
On the AI and the robot, well, it is absolutely mind-blowing. It's how people can keep up with the rate of change. It is a challenge because I can work in many different types of industries, and within each one there is work happening around the globe. I was in India, in New Delhi this year, and I came across quite a few technologists who were describing almost like technology universities out there in India, where this is the thing they're working on. I've come across it here in England, in Cardiff, in the legal industry, how they're going to use automated intelligence, looking at, in the legal world, to decide the outcomes of cases based on like many different factors. So there's so much exploration happening and ideas on how it can be used. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and very frightening. I mean, I think myself, I crack jokes about how, we're going to end up fighting the robots in the street. It almost, what happens if, in my role, looking at process, if the process isn't worked through properly and considered all the impacts of things that may go wrong, like, for example, we see happening with technology now, the minute it gets put into a robot, things can go very, very unexpected. So it's interesting times ahead. Interesting, in medicine, there's fantastic change happening on using the technology to save lives. So it's mammoth. It's mammoth, and I wouldn't even pretend that I know and understand everything that's going on out there. It's a changing world.
You have made some great points, and though we're having a little giggle about it, you are making a very valid point. How about if the robots become more clever than humans? So it is a really frightening time, but at the same time, it has so much potential to do great things. So we are going through great change if it's all used in the right way. Lynn, can you share more detail on the kinds of service and products you offer your clients, and a little bit more about unleashing wealth through rapid transformation?
Okay, well, first off, about unleashing wealth through rapid transformation, it's if an organization is going through change, then that's a costly expense anyway. So anything which speeds that up is going to save money. If they're producing new products, those products get to market quicker, so that unleashes wealth. Sometimes, though, some of these things come down to the internal emotions that are happening with leaders or people in the organisation. So what I can work with clients is helping them to appreciate their value, being able to see the bigger picture. And once you open yourself up to understanding all of the skills and services that are available, that you have, that you can you can sell, it increases the opportunities that you're going to see to increase your wealth. So I've got products that I can take people through to understand those aspects. Also overcoming fears, because that is a big blocker to wealth. Anything relating to guilt or shame or fears is an instant blocker to manifesting wealth. So I can work on those areas with people. I support them in what can be described as building powerful teams. The team has always been very much a key to helping you achieve whatever your project is or whatever you're trying to do. And the method can be used to actually work with the teams to give them more inspiration. And as people become inspired on their projects, they will actually work, they can work 100% better. There's you get like a synergy between the members in the team. They become more agile. So that's an area that I work on. And then also with collaboration and communication. There's so much can be achieved in collaboration, and in this changing world that we're finding ourselves in, the businesses that survive are the ones who will openly collaborate and allow new ideas to come into their organizations.
And sorry, carry on there, Lynn.
No, that's all right. Another key area is empowerment, and I'm not talking about female empowerment. It's that everyone seems to be jumping on that bandwagon, but it's just empowerment of a leader, that there could be aspects of what they do where they're not so certain and not so sure, and so I work with them to help them to become more empowered.
And you have made some great points again there, Lynn. Fear is what stops people from moving forwards, making progress. And that is what stops people from ever getting to the future they want to attract. So the fact that you can work on people's fears and help them to overcome them is amazing. And also collaboration. I myself am all about collaboration and not competition. Everyone collaborating and cooperating together, everybody thrives. So I love what you are about, Lynn. I would imagine you have all sorts of success stories. What's one that really stands out to you?
It's hard to actually just pick one. Let me see. I had a client that she developed a really exciting product, and she was going to go to launch the product, and she had this fear. And honestly, when people have fear, it is so debilitating. But she had the fear that nobody would turn up for her product launch. So, I mean, fears are, it doesn't matter whether they seem unrealistic or not, because the energy of having that fear means that the very thing you're frightened of, you will actually bring about. So it's in your interest to get rid of the fear. So I worked with her on that, and it was incredible. She had, if I could just say, when working through the fear, I was able to help her see that it didn't matter how many people turned up, even if one person turned up, and that one person was interested in a product. That one person might be connected to launch a product in, phenomenally. So the quantity of people who turned up didn't matter. Anyway, we broke through the fear, and then she had a product launch, and there was loads of people turned up. It was really successful, and she got great. I think she had a news article in one of the main papers, and then she got interest from a high street retailer in the product. And I've never ceased to be amazed at how wonderful this leading edge methods that I've been trained in, how fantastic the results they can bring.
That's a great success story, Lynn. That's really made me smile. And it's a big fear when launching a product or launching something new, launching an event. It's a very real fear. And I love the fact that you have helped her to face that fear. And it really is true that when you face those fears head on and really step out of your comfort zone, that's when the magic happens, and it's never as bad as what you have first imagined. But I can relate to that so much, Lynn, because I've launched things worrying that no one's going to turn up, and that's really made me smile. That's a real great success story. Lynn, how do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Yeah, I think at the moment clients tend to find me by word of mouth. So it's like with anything, if somebody's giving you a good, they've used your service and they've had a good result, then they will share that with other people, and they'll find you out that way. The sort of life moments that that I usually find myself helping people with, it can be loss of any kind. So that could include I've worked on financial loss. I've worked on loss of pets, believe it or not. When people go into grief, if you're an entrepreneur, that can be so debilitating. It takes you out of the workplace, and that could have serious impact on your business. Fears is a big one. I've just mentioned about fear. Anything relating to family. We get families where they're not talking, or they're worried about a child, or that type of thing. They're usually the biggest ones that I work with, and they have the biggest impact.
And you mentioned a great point there about word of mouth. We've chatted a little bit about robots and AI, but one thing that will never go out of fashion in business is relationship building, conversations, and good old-fashioned word of mouth. Lynn, I find your work so interesting. You're doing so much good from a good place, really helping people face those fears, overcome obstacles. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to touch on?
Well, I think that we've probably covered quite a lot about my product and service. I wouldn't mind mentioning that I'll be speaking in Toronto soon, in April the 6th, at an event that's being run by Cora Christabel of Toronto Women Club. And the exciting thing about that is I'll be sharing the stage with Jack Canfield, who's the author or co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And that is the most exciting thing that's happening to me this year that I'm really looking forward to. And hopefully there'll be many more exciting things after that too, I would imagine.
That's super exciting, Lynn. Jack Canfield is such a big, well-known name. You're going to be sharing the stage with him in April. And all those entrepreneurs out there, all those corporates, all those coaches, this event will be amazing, Lynn. How could people look up this event if they would like to come along to Toronto?
Well, the best way would be to go to my website, which is lynnhopethomas.com. And then there's so many different ways there you can connect with me on LinkedIn. It's all on my webpage. And there is an opportunity there for people, the first ones to come in. There is a certain number of discount tickets as well that will be available.
Thank you for sharing that today with our audience, Lynn. That's going to be such a big achievement, sharing the stage with Jack Canfield. That brings me to the end of our interview today. I have really enjoyed getting to know you more, having a conversation about unleashing wealth through rapid transformation. Lastly, can you share with our listeners how people can contact you? How can people find out more about you?
Yeah, I think everything's there through the website is the best place, because it links off to Facebook, LinkedIn. It's got email. It's got my contacts. So yeah, if people go to lynnhopethomas.com, then you can connect with me. And I look forward to answering any questions that people might have, and I'm always open to that initial conversation with people to look at a particular issue that they might have and offer some advice.
Be sure to go and check out Lynn Hope Thomas, who has been my guest today. We have been speaking about unleashing wealth through rapid transformation. So be sure to check out Lynn Hope Thomas, who is a change consultant and an author and a professional speaker. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show with your host, Mark Stephen Pooler.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.